said he was staying fixed. That's his option.
Four people. That's what I
Russell's here.
What group you all with, ma'am?
What group are you with?
Dallas Paleontology. Oh, yes. We're
Awesome.
gonna go hunt foxes today.
You better get them for
That's the
collecting
luck.
and stuff.
Oh, wait, some of them are for Odessa.
All right. Thank you. Well,
Am I over here?
Oh, do you?
okay, we'll call the meeting to order at 9:02. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Okay, Todd, would you direct the attention to this?
Lord, we give thanks for this really beautiful day that we have today. And we ask for your blessing on this meeting, this gathering, this community. Lord, we ask for your wisdom in all things. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Todd. Okay, everybody knows Monty?
Good
Hi,
morning.
I'm Monty Figler.
A little bit about yourself?
Sure. I'll bore everybody. I went to high school here. I won't say I grew up here because that's an arguable point. Anyway, I've been in IT for the last 25 years. I retired, came back home. And I'm hoping to get on as a member of City Council and possibly see what we can do to grow this town, but do it in a reasonable and responsible way. And hopefully change what the state of the town, in my opinion, has gotten to in the 30 years I've been gone.
What was your name?
Monty Figler.
Peter.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I was thinking my name when you introduced yourself.
We're glad you're here, Monty.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
We welcome everybody's. Okay, then if you would, Carol, we do the minutes, and thank you for always doing that.
And if everyone had a chance to review them,
Where I missed it at.
what was that?
I'm missing coming in. I
Oh.
don't know where now. Are they coming on the email?
Yes.
I've been looking at them.
I reviewed them. You reviewed? Yes. Somebody, oh yeah, Jen gave one correction. Well, that was the beginning, I don't know. I'm happy to read them. They want me to read them?
Do you have a copy of them printed out?
Yes.
Okay.
They're all.
They're all handed out.
Do you want me to read them or? No? Okay.
Everything I see is good.
And you can let me know if you do find anything, certainly.
Yeah.
I can always amend it after we.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes.
I'll second.
Okay. Bill has made a motion to accept the minutes. Those have been seconded by Anita. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? Thank you, Carol. Okay, the treasury report, Brendan.
So I had one from last month because, like I said, the Lions and I were having a wrestling match. They finally having multiple accounts there and multiple logins there is a challenge, but it now works. So here for March, what I had for expenses for February, revised income $691.52. Most of that came out of membership, a little bit out of 20 Mile. The expenditures were light because it was just for the AT&T and the phone. So it's printed out, there's your balance, 25,758,547. But Lions PayPal and cash broken out on that. So I also tried to send that to you in the PDF so you now have a copy to memorialize it. More importantly, April 1st, did the same thing for March. We really knocked this one back really well. 8508.35 for income, 840 in membership, 224, 29, and 20 mile, 7420 in Banquet. And there's a 2379 that I need to categorize, or I need help categorizing, because I'm not sure which way this person was shooting, so I'll figure that out. Expenditures were 28, 64, 38. A lot of that's paying for invoices for stuff from the last meeting, so the signs, the shirts, reimbursement for plants, Christmas stuff, outreach, advertising, and of course AT&T. That number's a little higher because Eddie and I had to, and Mary Jane had to flip our billing for the card. But that puts us at an ending balance of 31,421.5. Majority of that going into is in the lines of 29,778, 1,600 in PayPal, and I will make a transaction this week to move it on the free scale, and then 35 in cash. Additionally, I decided to put a snapshot of year-to-date in there. Since I'm cheap and do things in black and white, where you see parentheses is where things would be considered negative. So membership, remember, it's still only March reporting. We're doing well. We're halfway there as I look at it, over halfway there. And then in banquet income, we absolutely smashed what our projection was. So we were expecting 2,000, we knocked back 7,400. So that did a phenomenal.
Does that include the PayPal, where people pay for tickets?
Oh yeah, that's all in there. There's a lot. I was really pleasantly surprised to see banquet 2, banquet 3, banquet 2, banquet 3. It was, my hands are tired. All those numbers. But I was happy because I was like, dude, this is nice. So yeah, as you can see, it did well. I'm sure we still have to collect some expenses out of that, but the P&L on that was still expense available, expense year to date on that. We're absolutely smashing it. So the bottom line of that one bullet out is the totals, where we expected and where we're at. We're doing well. So
Let me just ask you a quick question. This is for my own information. I think you were saying PayPal.
yeah.
Does that have to do with, like, we had that little scanner thing on there that people could have paid through that, or how? We had like a pamphlet, a brochure that you put out in the town.
QRS code.
That QR code took that. I was just wondering how successful that was.
Hard to tell, because that takes them to the website,
Oh, okay.
but they can get to the PayPal there.
Oh, okay.
And the
All
bank.
your help, I'm sure.
Yeah.
There you go.
Awesome.
The best answer is no answer, but an answer. But I can tell you this. We capture a lot of our 20-mile revenue comes through PayPal. And I did, like I said, I saw a lot of transactions for banquet tickets through PayPal. So majority of what I saw typically came out of that VIP membership. So it's working. And based off the numbers, it worked well.
Awesome.
That's good.
Okay.
I make a motion, we accept the financials as read.
Okay. Eddie has made a motion to accept the financials. Do we have a second? Lisa? Okay. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? Thank you, Brandon, you did a great job. Okay, next then we have the city lake update. Do we have anything on that? Other we have
So city
a,
calendar
city.
this month, April 17th, that's Monday, there's a PNC workshop at 6 p.m. and regular council meeting at 7. First, I always encourage you to kind of speak your mind, you got 3 minutes to do it.
And is the citywide cleanup in April, correct?
Oh, yes, the dates have been set, but I don't recall.
It's during the garage sale.
Is it a week before the garage sale, correct? Is it the 20th? Is it there? It's the weekend before the 20th. I think it's the whole week.
It runs, yeah,
Is it?
it takes like a week or 10 days.
Yeah, it goes.
Okay.
Just make sure.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Watch for the dumpsters.
Yeah.
Watch your sign.
Yeah, they'll be out there. I'm sure as usual, when we get the one that's at school, they'll bring in a second one, so hopefully word will get out about that pretty soon.
Question about that for the dumpsters. Is that city dumpsters,
That's
our
city.
dumpsters?
That's city.
One of these three. I know, have something for that.
All right. I don't really have anything too much on the lake, other than Mr. Patterson was there at the meeting the other night. Glad to see the opportunity, as always, support our city and our chamber. And, you know, it's not going to be too long until this bridge is going to be opened up. So that first drive across there may be a little nerve-wracking, I don't know. Walk it, yeah, I thought about that.
Yeah.
Till I saw how far it was.
Oh, it's in the
Anyway, everything's looking up there, so. Yes.
I was able to go on a tour of the lake and where it's at right now. It's impressive. You see all these people on 34 doing their thing, but at the spillway and at the dam, there are a lot of people there, and they're busy. A lot of big equipment, and the spillway is really impressive. That's some pretty neat stuff. So.
Pretty awesome.
Coming right along.
Thank you, Jason. Yeah, it's exciting. All right, there's nothing else on those. Then the school update. Anybody?
I have a message from my grandson. Let me see if I get this right.
Okay.
Bring your money, and he'll make sure you get some good sweets. They're having a bake sale at Eastside Virginia's class.
What's that? What is that?
Today,
That's
K
what I-
12.
Oh, that's all.
Bring your money.
That's, he says, tell everybody, bring your money, and we'll fix you up with some good sweet stuff.
Is that going on at east side?
Eastside,
Okay.
yeah.
It's at east side.
Do you know if they had a meeting about two different things? One was to do the 4 days.
It did not pass. They didn't vote.
The other was to move the 6th grade back to elementary school.
That's happening.
Awesome.
But they're not reported.
Yeah, 6th grade moved back to the elementary school, and the 4-day work week is no longer on the table.
So Lisa, did you say the 4-day was a no vote, or was it voted down?
It was not a vote at all.
Okay.
It was decided by city council that it wasn't even going to be put on the agenda.
About
Okay, school board.
About the 4-day school week.
The school board?
Yeah.
Not city council.
I mean, yeah, school board, I'm sorry.
Okay, I was gonna say that.
I apologize.
Okay.
Yeah, the school board decided they didn't want to go that direction.
Headed off a bunch of.
And I think part of the concern was, we have so many kids that depend on the school for meals.
Yeah.
And you've got, instead of 2 days of no meals, you've got 3 days of no meals. That, and there's nothing
For them
to do on that day than get themselves in trouble. So.
That's
Thank you.
true.
That's
Thank you
great.
for the students.
Junior class. In your perfect world, baby.
I didn't say what they can become students or anything about.
I think there should be another.
I would love for 4 days school.
Okay, thank you.
Could've gotten more trouble.
That's all I know.
Thank you.
No?
Okay.
And they had the sneaker prom last night.
Oh, they do.
Yes. Prom dresses and your sneakers.
Yes.
And if I may take 2 minutes and brag, my granddaughter wanted a pair of shoes for her birthday. They're like $400 shoes. Cassie says, you're talking to the wrong person. My grandson told her, he says, I'll tell you what, I'll get you a pair of Reeboks. She says, what color? Whatever color you pick, you pick out good shoes. He bought her the $400 shoes.
Oh, that's awesome.
And she wore them to the sneaker prom. And I still haven't seen them because she took them off because she didn't want to get them dirty.
That's good.
That's good.
My kids would have stayed right through the mud.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you, Lisa. Okay, our trail update, and people don't.
Yeah, I have a couple of bit of good news. That the grant for the cigarette receptacles that I thought we lost, I got a new check. So we're back in business. So Brandon, I'll get back to you in just a minute and this deposit. So we got $1,750 for the cigarette receptacles for that grant. And then the balance we'll receive at the end of the process, we'll be submit all the paperwork.
you know.
Remember that goes into that account.
Look all that
Okay.
up. We'll look all that up.
There's a Keep Ladonia Beautiful account, so make sure
Yes, and
that.
there's a Keen checking account too.
Yeah, but don't put it in
That'll be a
that.
third login and
Don't put it in that one, keep it in the.
Mr. King,
That'll be a third login and not completely lose them.
Mr. King.
Trust me, I'm gonna need it.
And
I asked them
then,
to reset my Ladonia account, they reset my personal one, thinking they did the right thing. I log in and see my kid's minor savings account, I'm like, lady, we're in the wrong boat. She's like, no, sir, no,
Are they
sir.
not going by the account numbers, they're just going by your name?
I gave them the account number, so I figured if I give them my name and social, it'll pop up. You know, I gave them, grab the checking book, you know, read it out, thinking, this is solid, right?
So then,
We got it fixed. It's their part. But yeah,
For, today for the trail update, Earl Erickson, who's been the president of the Net Coalition Board, is retiring. Whose predecessor is, I'm not sure yet, and I'll hopefully
I
we'll
thought
find
it was
that out
Kelly.
today.
I thought it was Kelly.
You may know some, I don't know yet, so, it may be, it makes sense, but anyway, so for Earl's, retirement party, me and Jan will leave shortly to go to that in Paris, and this is the gift that we got for him from Ladonia, is I took some pictures that I had and put them in book formats, and I'll pass it around and everybody look at it, but, you know, it's basically thanking him from the chamber of the good things that have happened with the trail
Awesome, that's great.
under him. So I'll pass it around, let everybody look at it, and then I'll take it with me shortly to Paris. So, and then I'll find out if that makes sense, if Kelly's over the, there's nobody with bigger heart for the trail than Kelly, so that would make perfect sense. And I also understand a local artist was commissioned to do a painting for Earl that will be presented to him today, and I will make sure that, I'll make sure. So I'm super excited to see, but I'll take pictures and you'll see those. Okay. So,
And thank you.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, Earl's been a big part of this city from years back, and we love, you know, working with him all these years on the trail, and, you know, this is
there
a,
for many years.
oh my gosh,
So-
yes. So anyway, we're excited to be able to
Go in with that. And just look for future cleanup dates and stuff for the trail because there's work that needs to be done there. Ma'am? But anyway, so just look for that cleanup, not announced today, but in the future. So, that's all I have.
Okay, Anita, are we doing the potting party?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
I just won't be able to think of that, but. I know.
That's
Right
right.
here.
And do we,
April Fool, no.
and are we, do we reschedule the highway cleanup?
Yeah, we will,
But we, yeah. okay.
yeah.
Just checking.
Sorry, yes. Yeah, I should have said that potty party directly after this meeting, for those that can stay and help with that. So that they'll say that, you know, y'all be probably better off without me, but, and then the cleanup, I'm kind of thinking we'll toss it around, the Keep Ladonia Beautiful folks, we'll toss it around, we're gonna reschedule that. And then, of course, we're still on for the cleanup day for the 29th of April.
That's spruce and before we have the
Grass,
grass.
and that's for the garage sale. And I want to get the cleanup on the highway done before the price gets too crazy high, but when the ditches aren't full of water either, so.
Yeah.
Because I don't like.
That's gonna be a
Delicate
delicate balance at this meeting.
And he doesn't want to wear scuba gear that day.
Well, thank you, Anita.
Sorry, that's all I have.
Great, great with us. So,
Yeah.
all right, next then we have Jason, Peter Fannin.
It's going really well. We definitely are going to struggle this summer with without the school's help. So, you know, we need more volunteers. So if you have any connection in the community, that is Ladonia, Pecan Gap, or even Honey Grove. You know that because we even have people come from Bonham and Leonard and stuff like that sometimes too. So if you have connections, please give my number so we can make sure we get some volunteers that'll be kept up, but we'll do it.
Get her done.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. All right, Fannin County Children's Center, we'll have a representative today. So I have anybody else know anything regarding the children's center? Okay, under new business then, reminder that the chamber will not be doing the Easter egg hunt this year. The schools do offer their own event, so we won't be doing that. The May chamber meeting was discussed previously, and on May the 5th, since we'll have it then, I guess, since Saturday is our big 20-mile garage sale, and everybody will be busy. And it's election day that day too, so it's going to be a lot of people down here on the square. So if that date, having it that Friday evening, is good with everybody, you know what time y'all would like to do?
What time are you normally? Because that's the day we normally put out signs. and
Yeah, we
put signs.
usually, you know, a lot of times we eat if Pig and Whistle's open, and then we go put signs out, or we want to get the signs out before dark.
Yes,
So whatever time
It
y'all
start
want.
by 7 probably, or is it later?
It's 7:30.
Do you know what time you? So it's whatever y'all want to do.
I usually meet 5:30.
5:30.
And then afterwards.
Okay, yeah. So 5:30, we'll meet here at the chamber building.
That's fine.
Okay, we'll go put our signs out and everything. And then we can- Okay, anything else on that?
Are we
Do we
doing
need to vote on
potluck
that?
like we usually do?
I'm sorry.
Potluck with the
I would think so, we
meeting
can.
signs?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be easier, everybody's already down here.
We do know the Pig and Whistle's thinking about being open on Friday.
Yeah,
Yeah, but we
Yeah,
it's a
can't
big
do both.
thing about.
Let's go.
Problem is, are they, you know? it's-
Well,
it's
and
like-
we can,
Yeah.
I just made a
Yeah,
comment.
I mean,
Yeah.
okay,
But they're willing to try and do it on a regular basis.
yeah.
yeah.
But so, are we gonna go to Pig and Whistle or potluck?
I just assume Pig and Whistle.
Pig and Whistle,
is-
we've got so much to do.
Then when are you gonna
But
have?
Plan A will be Pig and Whistle, Pig and Hackney will be bringing something.
We would have to find out the Monday before to find out.
Friday morning,
All right.
I think-
We'll just,
I would leave it potluck, and that way we know what we got, and we can get out of here, because if you're over there, you're gonna get stuff.
I'll stay home in town.
We'll go over there and get yours and bring it over here.
I don't.
We can do that too, we can go over there and get them to go.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
That's a
Yeah.
good point.
Get it to go and bring it over
They
here.
do take out.
So everybody just take out the gear faster.
Is that it?
We'll make that decision, we'll be here at 5:30, we'll make the decision about eating later, because we've got another.
yeah, we've got
meeting.
time to do that, but let's just, make sure we be here at the building at 5:30, so we can get the signs out. If you're willing to, and able to help, we sure appreciate it, so we'll get that done. And then, because Saturday will be a busy day. Okay, next we have on here, chuck wagon cook-off, whether soup or not. Do we want to discuss this at this meeting? Or do we want to table it again and discuss it later?
I can discuss it real quick, because I have
Okay.
probably more opinions than anyone else, but, so, basically, I don't think we have a way to do it right now. I would love to do it, it's a great deal, but we don't have a spot. We kind of had a plan using the trail, that's not gonna work, because you can't walk between here
Can't
and
walk
the
through
trail.
there anymore, yeah.
There's dogs along the way, and if you can't get back there, there's no cohesion to Frontier Day here and that there. So I say we table it till we figure out where we can do it.
Okay,
I'll second it.
okay. Eddie's made the motion to table chuck wagon cook-off, and Bill has seconded that. All those in favor? Anyone opposed?
So will we, the committee, those that we're working on, will decide when that is? When we've got a spot?
Yeah, well, we need to look and find a spot, and find a place to do it.
It won't happen this year because.
Yeah, I don't
gotta
think
be
so,
more
because I
planned.
think we can pull it together this year.
But I don't know where we're gonna do that.
Okay.
But
That seems to be the biggest thing. You need water, you need,
electric and
space.
everything.
Well, we could gotten by with all that, because you use tanks and water. Our big thing is all that space over there has been fenced and taken
And you
over
can't
by
get
somebody
between
that doesn't
here.
own it, so now we can't.
we
Yeah.
can't get between there,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
until we have a good place to do it,
Yeah,
Unfortunately, there's already tons of complaints about that.
yeah,
we may move it to another town where we have room.
yeah, we tossed around and
Yeah.
contact.
Okay, if there's no more discussion on that then, we'll go to old business, the event insurance coverage cost. Russell?
Okay, so I want to take just a temperature of the room. Who's up for an extended insurance conversation about directors and officers insurance and event insurance? How long do you guys want to talk about this? Because it can be an extended conversation about what's covered and what's not. The bottom line is it's $1 million a year. I'm sorry, April Fools. It's just under $1,000 a year for D&O and event insurance. I need to sit with at least Jan and Carol and Brendan and talk about the event piece of it, because there are some exclusions that, unless specifically listed, would not cover. For example, the parade. There's not a, so until we sign the proposal and send it back with the events on it, we won't know what the changes to the premium could be. But it's in the neighborhood of $1,000 a year for $1 million worth of D&O, $1 million worth of general liability, and then various levels of coverage based on the types of events. So very kind of typical D&O, general liability insurance, and
What's the,
directors and officers. So in the unfortunate event that one of the 4 of us or 5 of us, if we include Cheryl, as our publications, or what was it? Our marketing director, whatever we're going to do. Yeah, we probably need to talk about
We need
that
a
too.
good marketing.
Well, we need to talk about that too, because part of the coverage is for internet, things that people might have a problem with that we published and bring a proceeding on. So it does not cover individual members per se, unless they're acting in the capacity of the chamber under specific written directions. So there, again, you know how some of these insurance
Yeah.
policies are, there are
Yeah.
exclusions like crazy. In general, it will cover things like if one of us inadvertently does something or fails to do something that we should have done that causes a major problem. And the only other thing that I can see in the list of exclusions is the Christmas parade needs to be listed as an event that we specifically want covered. Everything else seems to be covered based on my review of the policy.
yeah, if it's like we bought insurance before when we were doing the employee festival, it was really weird because it did not cover the entertainers. It covered anything else but not the entertainers.
Right. And it doesn't, so if we, as an example, if we chip in for fireworks for the 4th of July, it does not cover anything associated with fireworks.
Well, but that'd be silly.
That's right. Well,
So,
but, okay, so this is the reason I ask about how long you guys want to talk about this, right?
Okay.
So if we contribute money to the city fireworks fund, and the table tips over and we shoot fireworks at 100 people, if and when somebody goes and looks and sees you contributed to the fireworks fund, the chamber will be named in that lawsuit, right? So at that point, that actually the kind of the comforting thing is, the chamber doesn't have a law assets to come after the membership-based organization, so they wipe our checking account out and come after the officers, and we've got D&O insurance at that point for $1 million. So that's what that kind of stuff is designed to cover.
Get around that by donating money to the city and letting them purchase all of it?
Well, so that's what we do, is we make a donation for fireworks that's added to the city's budget for that.
It's all the sue happy. I could actually sue anybody in this room, and anyone can sue me for anything they think they saw.
And there are a couple of things, and again, I think this is all operational, or when the rubber meets the road, we would name Eddie and Debbie as named insurers on these policies, so that if if the chamber were sued and then Eddie and Debbie were sued because the building is owned by Eddie and Debbie, that they would get some coverage, and any insurance you guys have, we would ask that you put the chamber on there as
Yes.
an insured, which would give us kind of overlapping coverage. But if anybody's interested in looking at the details, just let me know. I'll send out the policy information. You know, it's 20, 30 pages worth of stuff that is and is not explicitly covered. But I feel like it does what we need it to do, which is gives us basic coverage against basic stuff with a couple of specific, it may want to cost us more. So I would make a motion that we budget $1,200 annually for D&O event, and I can't remember the other thing. It's effectively like an employment policy, but it's included in the D&O. We don't have employees, but there are specific coverages that they're carried there as well. So $1,200 a year for insurance-related expenses.
So
I'll
Russ-
second that.
No, so Russell's made the motion, Eddie is second.
Yeah.
Or-
If they stay in home, you can't afford not to.
Yeah.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Thank you, Russell, for all.
We just probably need 30 minutes to sit down and talk about the addendums to the proposal.
All right. Thank you, Russell, for all that. Okay. Next on our agenda is meet the candidate. We've got it set for Saturday, April the 15th.
I'm surprised it was Saturday. Don't we normally do it
During the
Thursday?
week, and I have had people say, why do y'all do it on weekend when people, you know.
Yeah.
We're available.
Out.
When people were available.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, for
anyway,
both.
we can leave it, or do y'all want to discuss another day?
I like the idea of doing it on a weekend. I feel like engagement's the most important thing we can do. And if
You think
people-
it's better to do it?
I think more people can be here, that's better.
Yeah, I need people there, so.
And that's what we've already advertised, right, or told people.
That's
Well,
what
we've
was
done
out
it
there.
during the week before, people complained that they had to work,
Right.
they couldn't be
Yeah,
there,
and
so.
it's, then it's
Yeah.
hard.
It doesn't matter which day you pick, somebody will find fault with it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Somebody's gonna complain with them.
Anyway, for, meet the candidate, we'll leave it Saturday, April the 15th at 7 o'clock. It'll be at City Hall. Says review of rules and procedures. Eddie, are you going to be the moderator?
I can be the moderator.
Okay, Debbie, are you going to manage the questions? Or do you need to do-
She might have stuff going on.
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, it's 7. It's late enough that I should already have
Okay.
what I need done.
Okay.
Just a busy day.
And do we need time?
I'll be your time.
Okay, thank you, Lisa. All right. Okay, we have it here that each person can ask 2 questions. What they'll do is, as usual, we'll give them 2 slips of paper where they can write their question for the candidates on that, and then we have here that all questions must be in by 7:10, and a time will be set for, to stop asking questions for the candidates. So that way
Is
we
that
have
gonna
enough time for each candidate to answer the question.
Is that gonna be posted over there so people that's not here can remember?
We'll get information
Yeah.
out, hopefully the city will
And
too.
normally it's put up on the,
Yeah, normally, so
Up on
we've
the
always put it up
deal.
on the marquee
yeah,
too. but I
and
don't
announced
know.
it at the
So,
city council meeting, so.
How do you suggest we get it out to everybody?
I
I
mean,
mean, short of,
We'll do
how do you
motion.
suggest we do it? I mean, short of walking door to door, I don't know how to,
well, we'll do our normal, we'll do it on Facebook,
Being
we'll
wrong.
do it,
okay.
we'll do it on
Nothing out of
Facebook.
ordinary.
We'll do it,
I didn't know if y'all was gonna post anything over at City Hall.
Oh,
we give them the information we can't post.
Right,
mean,
right, I get
but,
that, I get that.
If you could encourage that it
Yeah.
be posted on the marquee,
Yeah,
that would
make
be
sure it
helpful.
gets posted, that would be nice.
And
A lot
announce
of
it.
events are getting,
Yeah, so there's no
so.
fussing over, well, y'all didn't tell us.
Oh,
It will be
posted
anyway.
no matter what.
There's always something to do.
I mean, we'll have it out on our Facebook. I mean, it'll be out there. We
Who handles all of these little Ladonia Facebook pages? They all individually owned or managed, or there's a
City of Ladonia
Ladonia
Facebook
page, there's the Chamber of Commerce page, there's a Ladonia news page or something
Yeah,
like that, and then there's a Ladonia criminal page or something like that.
It's different.
We only do the Chamber of Commerce of Ladonia page.
Well,
That's our page. That's the Chamber's page.
Right, I get that, but if you want to get stuff out, if you want to get stuff out to people, you can't do, it's my page. You gotta do, would you mind putting this on your page? And so that's what I'm asking, do we know who all these people are? Are they
Yes, sir.
receptive to putting it on?
Yes, they
Because like
are.
even this meeting, Christie had to message somebody to find out if it was happening today, because it
Oh,
wasn't
it's
on the
always
page.
the same.
I get it, it's not on the
always
page
same.
though. It's not on the page, on y'all's page.
On our Facebook homepage. Okay.
So that's why I'm asking, okay, y'all are asking how to get stuff out, and everybody's going, it's on the Facebook page, and on the meeting ain't even on the Facebook page.
Okay.
So just something to look at, and like when we do Jeep events globally, we go to each individual and admin for each Jeep page, and we go, would you mind putting this on your page? It's not benefiting my Jeep page, it's benefiting the Jeep community. And then you get some that go, no, this is mine, I'm not doing it. And you ignore them, and you get on as many as you can, so. I would say anything that has Ladonia on it, somebody from the chamber needs to reach out and say, could you put this on your
We
page?
do, we do that. Yeah, and we'll make sure. that-
But you can also share it yourself as well, so we'd encourage you to do that
Yeah.
too, right? So, yeah.
We do.
Look at my
We do, but
Facebook
I don't
page,
have
it's the
any-
sharing page of the world.
I don't have very many friends over in this area yet, so it's not really beneficial because of people coming from Dallas.
So logistically, I think that my main concern is if we have 8 candidates there and 10 people ask 2 questions, that's about 5 hours worth of answers.
I know, it's just, I don't even know how to handle it this year.
So I wouldn't expect everybody to have a 2-minute answer. Some will just be what he said.
We may have to
I think the other side of that
the
would be,
response.
whatever, we
Everybody
take 20
needs an
questions,
opportunity.
20 questions in a bag. You pull out the ones that meet the criteria for a question, put them back in a bag, and then draw 3 or 4 out to randomize it. Otherwise, we'll be there for
A
hours.
lot of people have similar questions.
I was gonna say, or grab the one, if you've got one question that's being asked 6 times, that
Well,
one.
and Debbie goes through a
Is that
vetting
what
process.
the, checking the questions?
Yeah, we don't do the.
Yeah, we try not to repeat.
Should we lower it to one question?
I think so.
Okay, that's fine.
Get the important questions.
Well,
Yeah, there was just way too many questions last year because we didn't have a limit on it.
Well, and the number of candidates this year is going to limit the number of responses
Yeah.
more than anything
Yeah.
else.
And we would also want to reduce it to 1 minute response. 1 minute is an awful long time to talk.
Yeah,
It's 3 minutes.
Well,
No, I mean, I'm
What he's
response,
saying,
I
2
told you.
minutes.
Huh?
2 minutes, I think we should restrict the answer time a little bit, and then
we
we'll just
should be able to answer.
So we're gonna change the response time to 2 minutes?
Yep.
It depends on how long you want to be there more than anything.
That's not gonna be there.
Do you think
But
to,
if we, 2 minutes, one question.
well, I was thinking, do you think in the interest of the community, would it be beneficial to give all of the questions maybe after the fact to the candidates and maybe a platform for them to respond to it? Or they have the questions and then everybody knows so you can contact them and get the answer? Or just even though they know that they've got those questions?
Yeah, I think that only if you've got somebody assigned that will receive all those answers and then publish them simultaneously, because, and you're not gonna get answers from everybody, so what's the right thing to do? I'd be concerned about, well, here's what this candidate said, and then a day later, well, here's what this candidate said, it looks almost exactly like that one. So you gotta have a control in there. I don't know if anybody's got the time to do that.
I don't, I'll manage it in the meeting.
I think as a candidate, if you wanna participate in this, you should participate.
If we want to in the future, I don't know if there's time now, but I doubt it. You could do the debate, you could do the questions and answers on a board, so that everybody goes to a site, and there's the questions, the candidates can answer their questions,
That's a whole,
but that opens a whole new bag of worms.
it's
But
too late to do that.
I think so.
We'll do the one question, 22 minutes. But now, do we want to put an ending time, that when it's 9 o'clock or whatever, that we're done?
Right, well, I think you can naturally control that with the number of questions that you,
Yeah,
that you
it's on how
ask.
many
yeah.
show, I mean, it's variable depending on how many people.
Well, we can put it on the marquee and have you 7 to 9 p.m. And so that way everybody knows
Yeah.
when it's 9 o'clock is done.
When it's winding down at 9
That's what I
And we should be able to do that, with all the limitations that we put on it now, I mean, it's gonna,
Well, problem is you have to,
Well, what if we didn't allow questions there, right? We gave them enough time so they had to like text their question to this number, whatever. And then we had it on a page and whoever's asking the questions would have them and everything's all done ahead of time.
I think that's for next year. If we
Okay.
do that, if we're gonna change it, we'll change it and do it for next year.
yeah, the
That's right.
problem is, how do you know you don't have the same 20 questions coming from one person as opposed to letting each individual at least get the number one priority?
Okay.
And what time realistically will we start the process if you get 10 minutes from 7 to 7:10 and then you have to do your process, your review?
I mean, I'm thinking we'll lose, normally we start at 7 o'clock and we'll start with the questions that we have and then I can take questions from people until 7:10. Or we let them fill out their questions from when they get there to 7:10. We start at 7:10 and we go to 9:10. Good 2 hours.
I'll have doors at 6:30. So you open the doors at 6:30?
It's about 6:30.
Okay, all right.
So I have plenty of time to get the questions in.
Another question.
Okay. Anything else on that? I think we got it covered. Okay. Next, we want to talk about our chamber banquet. And we sure want to give kudos to Debbie Frey for your vision.
Everybody did
was-
that.
Your vision for decorations was just awesome. Yes, they were. Everybody.
Some nice remarks.
Thank you. I mean, we appreciate everybody that came and
Everybody
helped,
helped.
cooked.
I think I heard Eddie say that he enjoyed it so much he thinks we should do it every week.
Not every week. I was impressed with how well everybody worked together this year. I mean, it was so.
Well, we've done it so many times now, everybody's
Kind of
like falling in line.
Everybody always works together well, but this looked like a well-oiled machine. Everybody was moving and knew how to not get in the way of the other person and to grab things. I was impressed with how smooth all of that went.
Yes, even cleanups.
Yes, clean up same way, everybody just
Everything went
rolled.
really,
Not
really
sure what
well.
changed, but.
We had a great
Done it long
turnout.
enough.
Yes.
We had I was extremely pleased, as always, our county officers, they're always so good to attend and support us, and it was great to have as many down there as there were. We had a great turnout, a great time, it was a great success.
And great food.
And,
Yeah.
okay,
Yes.
that's what I want to say.
Todd and Dean
Next,
Whistle did a wonderful
I
job.
want to,
Todd, I'm talking about Todd too.
I want to, thank you for your vision from all of us. I would like us to also, I don't think we have any actual chamber thank you notes, but we need to get, send something to Dan Bennett for his program. I thought it was an excellent program. Somebody.
Mr. Akers? Look at everybody pulling their teeth out.
Anyway, Dan Bennett with the Texas Parks and Wildlife, they have an excellent program. Brent Roselle, we need to send him a thank you also. I think his information, if you got it. I would love to do thank you notes. That was He did great. We really enjoyed his entertainment.
Well, and thank goodness he had that night.
Yeah. And Pig and Whistle and Todd Akers, we thank you so much. Had so many compliments on the food.
Yeah.
And like I was telling Todd earlier, somebody made the recommendation that, actually it was Kenny Carl.
Yeah.
He made the recommendation that at other events with the, like the food that Todd cooked, if you have any leftovers, auction those off, you get quite a bit of money.
I don't think we had any
But there was a
meat
chicken.
left.
There was
One chicken.
But anyway, that was just a recommendation, because he said, I know you raise pretty good money off, and he said it was absolutely delicious.
Well, I
So,
noticed
thank you.
that on Facebook, like Craft Hall did their own little blurb on the banquet and how nice it was. And was it Textile? Did anybody from Textile?
Teacock did. Teacock.
Maybe it was Teacock, but several,
Stephanie Davidson.
yeah, several of them made a point of making their own little posts and sharing the pictures and stuff, so. And everybody really seemed to like Dan's talk about the fish. I think it was a light bulb moment for some people, what was going on.
Yeah.
Besides just sending water to get them.
It was short and sweet, which was very nice.
Oh, yeah, he was pulling together really good questions.
Yes.
So,
The pictures, Cheryl.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yes, absolutely great.
We're just a well-oiled machine.
That's right.
That's
I feel like next year, as part of our preparation, we need to have a conversation about the bidding up stuff. There's a.
Who was doing that?
Yeah, we got a couple of things we didn't really need too, so.
I love the look on his face.
Anyway, guys, thank you all. It was a huge success. I know everybody had a wonderful time. Again, the food was absolutely unbelievable. And we thank everybody, so another successful
I was
banquet.
just shocked that Lori's brownie thing only went for, what was it?
I think it was 45.
Yeah, it normally goes, last year it went for
Several hundred.
Several hundred,
and
yeah.
then they donated again and re-auctioned it.
Re-auctioned.
So we made like $800 off of the last thing.
Well, and it's fantastic, Steve Taylor, they donated, what, a weekend stay or something like
Yes,
that?
two of them.
And then donated another one on the fly.
Yes.
So that wound up being, I think, 1,600.
Yeah. Now, we do need, and we need it for other functions too. I don't mean to take over the conversation. And I thought about it a couple of weeks before the banquet. We need to get a square up or something where people can pay with credit cards. Yeah, because the people that bought Steve's thing would really like to have charged it. I didn't think about it. We could just have to go to PayPal. But I didn't think about it until later. But I think we need to have a way.
Well, we could set up a QR code specifically for our PayPal, so that's an option that I wish I thought about that.
Yeah, I thought about it and then I got busy because we've had a little bit going on lately. And then I forgot it again, so.
Anyway, but it worked out real good. Everybody, and I know Stephanie were excited about coming and spending their time at the treehouse. But that was great to have two of those donated by Steve and Nancy.
I think Patterson bought one of them.
He did?
Patterson did, yeah.
How's that sheep hay work out?
Do what?
How'd the sheep
The
hay?
sheep hay, well, yes, we got sheep hay, yeah, we put sheep hay. They put sheep on it, which made fun of us.
Somebody bid it up on me, so.
Yeah, well, that was pro bail.
No, that was not per bale.
The first year I was there, I was bidding on hay, and it was finally that they were bidding per bale.
Per bale,
I think
yes.
you got 10 bales.
Yeah.
And it was you that said, "Dad, you know that that's not just one bale of hay. It's 10 bales of hay times whatever." It was you that told me, because I hadn't been to one before, and I'm like, oh, I would end up with way more hay. I just need room for the chicken coop. Now I do.
Anyway, Pig and Whistle with their potatoes and beans, they outdid themselves.
Yeah, and they donated that, guys. so
Yes,
that
they did.
was
So
sweet,
please
yeah.
make sure you
I
say thank you to them.
I gave them tickets, because that was well worth it.
Yeah, I heard one.
Oh, yeah. Okay, is there anything else? Wait, we got other things. Okay, the 20,
Yes.
I'm sorry, James, I interrupted.
Oh, sorry.
I wanted to offer, if everybody wants me to, I'll write thank you notes, and you can, I'll send it to you to sign, or we can just have it be to everybody who donated something, and then I think we need to give them a tax receipt too. And if we do that, then I think people will be even more interested in doing it next year, because they may not realize, like Steve Taylor didn't even know he could have a tax receipt for that. Does that sound like something we want to do? to
Yes.
make-
Oh,
It's
yes.
hard to keep up with everything we have donated this year, but I guess we have those little.
And I don't have to assign a value or anything to it, we just give them the receipt and then assign, you know, it's up to them and their accountant how much it was.
Here's the key. I don't send those out if I don't have their address.
Okay.
At the end of the year, he sends those out.
What about,
Oh, even for the banquet though?
So,
well, but we're talking about the donated items.
Yeah.
I'm saying,
Right on.
But
we send it out to make sure it's done. But what I'm saying is, no address, no form.
Okay, well, I can get the addresses. I can do that. That was just
Well,
log in,
and she's
you know.
also for who donated it. We take, we always send it out
That's
to
an
the
in-kind
money.
contribution, so yeah.
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 And it just seems like it should go hand in hand with a thank you note, but if anybody,
Yeah.
Debbie and whoever can.
We can sit and look at all of the, because, you know, she had the auction numbers listed and what was bought with the cards, so we can individually go, it take a little minute, New York minute, but between silent auction sheets and the auction numbers, we can kind of figure out most of who donated. I don't know that we can everyone.
I think everybody's missing the subtlety of what she's saying.
I'm sorry.
She's saying a donation sheet out to whoever donated the items. So in other words, she'd send a thank you note to Steve and Nancy, and they can put the value on it for their
Yeah,
donation.
but what I'm saying is we have to figure out those items
it's
and
worth
who
it.
donated.
Yeah.
We had, I had that.
Yes.
Yeah. What it was.
And that
Yes.
encourages more people next year.
if you purchased a stay at the tree house or you won an auction, you don't get a
Get
tax
tax
receipt for
free
that.
for that.
Yeah, that's you receiving.
Yeah.
No, Steve's
Yes,
correct.
merchandise.
Well, anyway, we had a great banquet, another successful year, and we appreciate everybody. Next is our Clean Mile Garage Sale update. Cheryl.
Okay, we have 25 paid vendors who have committed to coming out, bought their spot. We've got 6 spots left, and of course, if we go beyond that, we can fit people in. I got a new honey vendor. She's been out here before. Carson Bee Company's gonna be here, so we're looking forward to having her come out, and that's all I got. I've got to start calling people for garage sales pretty soon, but if you know anyone else that wants to be a vendor or have a garage sale, just send them to the website. Forms are there.
Right. Great work, Cheryl. It's going to be another successful garage sale. We've got a lot of people, and it'll be a busy garage sale.
Twice.
May and October.
Okay, if there's nothing else on the Clean Mile Garage Sale, and again, thank you, Cheryl, for everything you're doing. The decision, Reed Fannindale, ISD Palo shirt distribution in advance order. Eddie?
I need to double back with them. They've had them long enough to actually see how they fit and if they're happy with them and what have you. They were extremely happy when they saw them, but we need time for the kids to wear them for a little bit. So I need to call them back. I told them I'd give them 2 weeks and then call them. Because I would like to get those, and they all agreed. The only question is, we always add a little extra, and Danielle added a little extra, and the school actually added a little extra. So their point was, well, we need to kind of check, we may actually have enough, so.
Yeah.
Which is fine, because we want to get these orders in front, so that when they show up at school, they're standing there.
Well, if we
And that
could,
means we have to order them now.
if we could fix it to where it's not this next school year,
Yeah.
but have it ready for the next school year, so that as they come in school that first day, they get a T-shirt. As, because it's been so late in the year this year that we managed to get them because of all the shipping and
Yeah.
issues.
Well, I would say this, they were absolutely thrilled and loved them.
Nice. They're nice
Ricky
shirts.
Beaver wore his to take.
Oh, did he? I didn't pay.
So,
Yep.
Yeah.
I saw that, I told her he should have been out there showing that thing off instead of opening the package.
they love them, so that was great. Daniel did anyway.
So they were actually distributed to the students, because that was, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
There was
They
a question
give
about whether we
us
were gonna hold them till next year.
No, they gave it.
Okay.
Like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks,
So-
I'll get a hold of them now and ask.
But anyway, they're very, very pleased with the shirts. Okay, do we have any other items that need to be discussed?
Well, the action items are things that we are supposed to do before
Yes.
next meeting. Well, I think the only thing I gotta do is get the cards ready for the, each candidate question cards.
Yeah, no,
Okay, so you don't do that.
Actually, action items are, these are the ones you were supposed to,
Oh,
that we
okay.
reviewed last time.
There you go.
To, if you
Oh, yeah.
can, have them before they
All
start.
right.
Yeah, or just reminders for people, things for minutes.
Yeah.
But that definitely will be on yours for next time. And yeah, I'm about to set in the date for that, hanging the signs and stuff, we're gonna work on that today.
Yeah, I want to work on some of that today, and then I finally got the boards to do that board across the top, but we need to, if we've got some people while we're doing the plants, maybe we can get up here and kind of clean this up. And we have the paint, so if we paint that top part and get the sign up, it'd be real nice.
We can work a while and then I'm gonna need some lunch. I think.
Yes.
We want to go action on
Yeah,
the
that's-
Sure, did we want to go ahead?
Purchase them again.
Want to go ahead? Budget money? Do we know how much that was?
For what? The
Shirts.
T-shirts?
T-shirts.
I didn't know if we wanted to go ahead and pull the trigger on the order, because of the money.
The school shirts or something?
Yeah.
And it's saying they have extras, right?
Yeah,
We can always put it in the budget and then if we don't use it,
we already have money in
Oh, we
there.
do?
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Hey, were you asking about the cost of the shirts?
Yeah, they already, okay.
$893.79.
Yeah.
I did
It
last
was a
time.
lot
it
cheaper.
was a lot cheaper, and we budgeted 2,000.
Yeah.
And we
because
budgeted
that's what
2,000, so we
was
still have 1106.21 left.
No, so we still got money for that. All right. What else do you have on that list here?
Okay, did you turn in your bill for reimbursement?
Maybe from that
Reimbursement for what?
electricity.
Yeah, we voted last time with 50% reimbursement. Let's see, I think that's it. All the other ones we already talked about, I can take off. I think we're good.
I make the motion, we adjourn.
Before we go,
Oh, wait a minute.
we're gonna be doing the potting, repotting of the plants.
Yes,
I've got all the plants in the back of the truck, most of them stolen already.
yeah. Yeah, whoever did the bleeding.
So, I've also got 5 of the 20-gallon buckets, so the dirt we remove, we can haul off easier.
Yeah.
I also have plastic bags in the back of the truck, so we can put greenery, whatever we pull out of the pots. Either way we go. So, and I've got a trailer full of sand. And then, I've got 1 bag of potting mix. So
We brought 4 bags.
So, I guess, so, everybody get ready to go work.
So, you know what, we forgot? Water.
I got
No,
one.
we have
You
water.
got water?
Yep,
Oh, good.
from pecan guy.
Okay.
So
I meant to water those.
yeah.
I meant to water those before we flooded them up.
That's okay, it's probably best.
We can always grab that, no big deal. It's just
you walk the picture.
All right, if that's everything then, okay.
I'll second the motion.
That's it.
Yeah,
I moved.
I would consider adopting 3 computers.